I was lost in sin and God found me. And I'm about to tell you the story of how God found me from sin. So beyond the video that I pray that your heart is open to see that God can transform a person's life from a mess to a message and God can give you a fresh start. I've not always been like this, but I know that God is real and there's nothing that can take his experiences away from me. I just hope that you are blessed in this video. So let's get right into it. So if you are coming across my video for the first time, my name is Oladimeji Joy Oluwadunsi, aka Yellow Girl. I'm registered nurse and a registered midwife. If I don't think that is actually important, but well, it is. And I'm called out for ladies who wants to grow, evolve, and who wants to be balanced and all the areas of their life. And I'm sure that this space will be a place where you'll be blessed. And also expect a lot of videos from me, all around that videos. So, and I already told you that there's no gatekeeping this year. I'm that kind of person that does not know where their salvation story starts from. Like, it's not as if there was a particular day I became saved. I don't know if you're like that too. But personally, I cannot say this is a particular day I got saved because money like is a compound of a lot of experiences. And it was just God. Like I saw God in everything. So first of all, I graduated from school around 2019, from secondary school in 2019. And prior to that time, a lot of things happened. A lot of things like I dated somebody, a Muslim in secondary school, and I had a diary. Yes, just like a little backstory. I had a diary, and I wrote stuff, fornication stuff. I didn't go too far, but I went far, but not too far. So I wrote it down in the diary, and diary leaked in school, in secondary school, and it was read in the staff room. The principal came, and you can imagine how bloody it was. So that's all like a lot of backstories, right? And from the after secondary school saga, all the secondary school saga we left, like the whole saga, it was a lot of big deal. Why? Because after the teachers heard, other school students heard, I was called they told me to call my parents out to school. They came and my mom came and it was just a lot of unnecessary drama. Well, not necessary, but teachers called me aside. They are so disappointed in me. A lot of people were just saying stuffs. I did not believe I would make it in life. Like all those things are like I'm just like I'm just grateful to God because God disappointed all of them. I don't know if God disappointed them. I don't know if that's the right word to say. But I'm just grateful to God for where I am today and I'm grateful to God for how far He has brought me. So back to my salvation story. So after those time just in 2019, after the whole situation happened, I was very depressed. I almost committed suicide like I think three times or two times. I can't remember. I wrote suicide notes. I was going to die because even in church, people ate and it was just a lot of blood. It was blood, and I think I wrote suicide note twice. Like I remember suicide note twice. And there's this particular friend of mine, Belumi. I'm not sure she will see this video, but she can actually see the video because she's still my friend. This girl will give me note every morning in secondary school in our SS3. You are the light of the world. You will shine bright. You will have this. She will give me notes every day. Like I still remember that. Like I'm so grateful for Belumi, you're watching this video now. I'm very grateful for you, and I'm super grateful. Like I can never forget that kind gesture you did for me in secondary school, and so for example now those days that on Sundays, if I think school finishes on Friday, right? If I'm going home on Sunday, this girl will give me Saturday notes, she give me Sunday notes, and I'll collect the remaining one on Sunday. It was so beautiful, and those words reminded me of how beautiful I am and how that God can still make me go far in life. And it just reminded me of how I'm loved, I'm cherished by God. So thank you for letting me for that. And so after SS3, I didn't get admission at first. I got fake admission at EXU. That was another long story. And while my mates were entering university, first part I didn't have a bad score. I had 251 in my first jump, and I wanted nursing. That's another story. Wanting nursing, that's another story. But let's just go straight right into the salvation story. And my classmates were progressing to university. I had like a fake admission. I gave fake admission in EXU. I got admission in UI actually. They gave me another. I think they gave me. I wanted nursing. I think I was like 5 points away from the nursing, so I could not get nursing in UI. So I was hoping to go to a state school, and they gave me admission in Nexu. From there, fast forward, they gave me anatomy next to me eventually, the original anatomy, but I could not I could not go because I'm like, anatomy care. No, that they were doing all these dead people. She was like, let me sit in your bar. Please, if you don't understand your bar, I'm sorry. Oh. I want to man share that never I'm look up here. That is that nothing or nothing. I want to tell that she should please let me just go there. I'll be able to like even do you know do jump again. I'll cross to nurse. She was like, no, she doesn't allow can come. She did not allow me to do nursing. So I remember that I had to forfeit it, the admission. I waited at home. I learned during that period. I learned makeup. So if you can see the product of my makeup, this is actually not perfect, but I just managed to do this one. So don't judge me. This is not. It's just like it's like half glam. It's not half glam. Like it's quarter half glam. It's anything like this, anything like that. But I'm not doing my brows. So I learned makeup, and I think that those times that I learned makeup, I met a lot of people. They were living life casually. Some of them were educated, some of them were not educated. I remember that my boss was always telling me that I should stop behaving like these people, that I'm not like them. But I didn't understand why, because I just thought that that was like the normal way of life, and those are the people I have around me at that time. And I listened to a lot. I told you in previous video that I'm a video fan. I was a videos fan. I love the video Whiskey. So I listen to that a lot of movie, a lot of videos of them. I will attach one of the video for my Snapchat on this video so you can watch the video. All right. So and she's always telling me that I should stop behaving like I should understand I'm not like them. So there's a particular TV radio station I usually join on Sundays. I think by 4 o'clock. I think it's Born FM on Facebook. I don't even know how I came across the video safe. I don't even know why. I think it was my cousin that introduced me to the. I cannot remember exactly. I introduced that TV station, but I knew it was my cousin. I think it was my cousin that introduced me to that TV station. That favor. Yes. So we used to join that program. One man like this. I cannot remember his name again. I'm so sorry. I can't remember his name, but God knows you, sir. So he was always preaching on radio station. Hey, sorry for the break in transmission. Never I'm not on you. I got to the radio station from a cousin, and we started listening to this station, pray, worship. The guy, there's this particular song that the man used to sing. Oba ogo walewa, is okay. That was where I knew the consciousness of God. Like that there was actually a God somewhere that sees somebody and God can appear to you. And that God can appear to you. That's where I got the consciousness of God from. And if God became so real to me, I could feel him enter the presence of God. Even though I was looking for admission at that time, maybe that's what made me go close to God itself, which I think it is. And from there, I another thing I did was that I think I gave my life to Christ in one of those sessions that I was praying. That was I gave my life to Christ. And I started joining the program every Sunday evening. I was really looking forward to the program. I would join, I would pray, talk about my admission to God. Then from there, that's how my uncle called me one day and said I should apply to Unimed. I didn't want to go to Unimed. I was like, no, I don't want. In fact, my picture self that they used for my exam was a selfie. But the selfie pictures I already cried. I already cried my eyes out. That my eyes were very swollen when they took the picture for the passport. They had to use my selfie. So he picked my selfie. Wherever my uncle is, God bless you, sir. I love you so much, my uncle. You're the best. Mr. DM. So it was the one that used my selfie for my passport, my exam, for the exam slip. I think they told me like 3 days to the exam. Because I'm sure I was the last thing that registered on that email portal. Because I think they said it was closing on that day. Was that day my uncle went to get me there, they should please still open it down till I register finish. Till I was done registering. So he registered for me without asking me. I said I don't want to go. I wanted Junior Show. In fact, one of my mom's sister has hostel in Junior Show. So we already paid for the home safe already. Because the admission was short. We already paid somebody to do the admission for us. And I had 287 in jump. So I was like, yeah, I was going to enter Junior Show. So I was already looking forward to entering Junior Show. And one of my friends, my best friend in secondary school, was in Junior Show. Like, oh my God, I'm going to cross the campus life together and everything. So when my uncle called me that he's very sure that I should be able to get minimum that I should go and change. Mommy, I said no, I don't want. I cried. I cried a lot too. I cried and said that I did not read for the exam because I was like, I don't want to pass this. I don't want to go. So along the line, I went for the exam. That exam too. One of the reasons I didn't want to go for the exam was because one of my auntie had a wedding that day and already planned to slay. You know when you want to slay the event? Nah, for that time I was feeling so fire and funky. I already sold clothes, all these mama clothes now. So I didn't want to go for the exam. Like, no, they'll miss the wedding. Eventually missed the wedding. I went for the exam. My mommy took me to the exam center and I went to write the exam. And when I got there, I saw people reading. So I saw textbook, modern physics, people jacking. I was like, eh? It was so bad I did not go to the exam with either pen or pencil. I did not carry anything for me. I just went there. I was like, let's shall go there. And I remember that UCCF members came. I think it was Pastor. I can't remember it was Pastor Comfort, but I know I saw UCF members. They came and they told my mommy that they are from the fellowship of the school. They shared our flyer. Like, if I have any concern, when we got to that, the mommy was like, she didn't collect their number. She was so pained because I misplaced the flyer. Like, please come to their school. She should be playing there. So I wrote the exams, and when I got the exam, I started picking it. I was picking, and I got 70/100. Eventually, when I was about to enter the exam, the woman was like, that can't you that she's like, can't you say this is a selfie picture? Why did you put selfie picture on your kidney cooking? I said, ma, I'm so sorry, ma. There was one code that applied it for me. Like, okay, no problem. She got the exam. So after I wrote the exam, I think the exam was at Lara Moki. Yes, that year was at Lara Moki. So after the exam, we got to I attended the party. I think on Sunday, or I think Sunday evening, because the exam was on Saturday. On Sunday evening, they were like, we start checking our results, and I think I had 70/100, and my aggregate was 87 points. No, my aggregate was 70.125. So we were waiting for the portal. So I remember that night I went to check the portal for Unimed, and I saw it on the portal that their previous year, I think the previous cut-off mark was 87. I was like, that's even very good. At least I won't know that nothing for Unimed. Only for them to release the cut-off mark. Just guess what? The cut-off mark was exactly what I had. The cut-off mark was 70.12. I mean, I had 70.125. So, and that was like on merit. So I was very happy that I was going to school finally. And I think I know the advice of that mark is like all those prayers and everything. So exactly. I was so shocked because I was like, I'm most likely the last person on that list that entered that school on that merit list. So I entered the school. I was so happy. I came to do my registration. Very that person as for my uncle now has connection in school. He was working there, so he had connection. I was able to do it for everybody. People started doing their registration. So fast forward to when I got under level, I resumed school. You know, I already have like a backstory before. I already have like the consciousness of God in me during my admission days, and I already knew that I'm most likely going to give my life to. I gave my life to Christ already, but I was still working in scene. I was still listening to secular musics. I was still doing a lot of stuff. Still doing stuff. Even though I gave my life to Christ, I was collecting it back basically. So when I got to the level, the first person I met, I think it was once. I think it was one. I got to hostel. I was part of the first people that entered the hostel, right? Yes. And I saw one 200 level student. She was in physiology, going to physiotherapy. And I also met a friend of mine. I think after I settled down into the hostel, I think I came to come and put my dustbin at 200 level. That's why I saw one of my secondary school classmates. I was like, Funya, like this is Funya. So I was so happy to see her. I hugged her. She finally picked our room. So she moved into my room, and that's how our friendship started. So funny backstory that Funny was a believer, a serious believer from home. She was born again. She knew God from a young, I don't know if young age, but like most likely a young age. She knew God at a young age, and she told me about God. I was like, this one just being spiritual. I beg you, please don't stress me. I don't want to be a pastor. She was always telling me that I should, we should pray. I should have a time I used to pray. Me that I was just waking up and what did I know? I'll just wake up from the bed and just start my day, play music. If we do happy, one random music. She'll be like, no, I'm supposed to pray. I have my prayer with God. God can come. And mind you, I attend Anglican. So she also attends Anglican. So and she's also a nursing student. So I was very happy that she's in my department. She attended the same church. So I started attending Anglican church and Anglican student fellowship. But along the line, I stopped. Why? Because I was always going late to church. And also, I forgot to mention that through phone, I also met another friend called Dolapo. Good. So Dolapo was referring to phone. But along the line, I think me and Dolapo now became more close. And Dolapo was a very spiritual believer from home. It was also people that came from Christian home now, that they knew God from their maybe secondary school and everything like that. I mean, I was just like, I beg. All all these pastors, I know they're interested. So the Lord started talking to me about I think it was funny that started talking to me about how God loves me and everything. I was like, I beg you. So there's a particular day that I think, okay, well, let me first talk, let me not jump. So from there, we were attending an Anglican fellowship together. That's ESF. But along the line, I was going. I think service was always by 7 o'clock. I was just getting into church by around 7:30, 8 o'clock, and I just knew that that's not what I want, because the most like people are finished praise and worship. I'm always coming in between the word, so I didn't really like that vibe. I didn't like it. So what I did was I just stopped going to church. So someone, I don't know who introduced me to UCCF. I think it was Delapo. I was like, I think try UCCF now. And just know that God, just so you know that God is in my story. ECCF that's Jimmy Christian Campus. It starts by 7:30. So what's the difference between 7 o'clock and 7? Just know that God was in that story. I stopped attending Anglican. I started attending UCCF, and from there, I think one of the first day I made me stop going to Anglican fellowship was because I went for UCCF. I went for UCCF's Freshers Sunday, and I love the praise and worship. You see, where I danced that day. I danced a lot. I just knew that was going to be my church. I just knew that was going to be my church. Then I started attending UCCF, United Christian Campus Fellowship. So, and the lab was already attending that church before, and was my friend. So I was like, I'm going to attend your church now. So we started attending church, and I became a worker, and I think I became a worker down the level first semester. I was one that I just knew that, because my mom already told me from home that I should join the workforce in my fellowship, that once I become in church, I should join the workforce. So I knew that I was going to join the workforce. So, God is just inside the story. I just know that God was inside in my story. And let me continue from where I stopped. I started talking to about God, and I need to be serious with God, how to hear God, talk about to hear God, how to pray to God, how to pray in tongues. Okay, I think my praying in tongues was when I was looking for admission my first admission. A random person just walked up to me and I went to go and buy plantain chips. And he was like, do you know you can become saved because you even opened John? I can't remember where you opened in John. I think it was John. I think maybe John 5. I can't remember. It was John. I think that one of, I said the man can be born again by the Spirit. And Nicodemus asked. I think it was one that Nicodemus asked the question. I can't remember exactly that. Yeah, I think it was Nicodemus that God will fill us up with the Spirit of God. I can't remember. But I know it was John that the man opened for me. So I can receive the Spirit of God. I can pray in tongues. I was like, yes, I shall not do my last part. No, we used to hear this way of all these fake pastors that they will carry somebody and run away. All those kidnapping. I shall not do my head. I've heard this, sir. You shall pray for me. I started speaking one syllable. Lo and behold, that's where I started speaking in tongues. I just want to say that whatever you can do, your little way of spreading the gospel, just do it. When God is leading into somebody, you never can tell how much effect it has. Because that man, I cannot recognize the man. I don't know where the man lives. I don't know his house. I can't recognize his face. And I'm so pained that I cannot recognize his face, because it was from that day that he planted his seed. That small seed that he planted or prayed for me on that road that day. That seed germinated into trees. So whatever God has placed in your hand, or whenever God is leading into somebody, maybe to pray for somebody, to give them a word, don't hesitate to, because you don't know the effect of that obedience. So that's why I started praying in tongues, right? And that's by the way. So when I met my friends on the level, the other one started talking to me about God. I started praying in tongues more. I taught me how to pray in tongues 30 minutes, read the Bible, basic thing, fast. That fast is before I understood that fast. It took time because I love my stomach a lot. But by the way, I learned it and I started praying to God, learning to listen to God. So a particular day, I was praying. My friend used to talk to me about that. You stop listening to circular. What did they do? That is no LD as a believer. I was like, please. I'm not a pastor yet. Don't tell me what I'm not supposed. I should just leave me alone. Just leave me alone. And I was praying that day, and I was listening to Peter reading song. And I think I said in my last video, I was already praying. I was already praying in tongues at the back of your stairs. I was already enjoying the vibe. That's how the next thing that I prayed after was, whoa. It shocked me. At that point, I just knew that I could not continue like this. I could not continue like this. I just knew. I was at that that I deleted all the circular music. And it's this thing that we used to. I don't know that unbelievers, when you become saved, I used to that thing. I listen to those songs for beats. I said it to my friend that you should leave me know that all those songs that I'm listening to it because I like the beats. I don't listen to the words, it's just the beats. That's a lie. Let me just tell you. If you're in that shoe, it's a lie. Because those songs are inspired by spirit, and whatever spirit that it is you're listening to, those spirits have access to your life. It's what you, the songs you sing and the what you prophet. You tell the songs. When I deleted the bad songs first, I still left all these. I listened to see me. That I listened to me. Jeremy, you know the songs now. All those love songs. I wish I again. Light to me, even chicken. That song good. I listened to the songs. So it was just one particular day that I had an encounter with God. And I think in those, and I think my eyes, I think God opened my eyes to this scripture of how that. I think your I think it's in Matthew, because I think I read it recently. How that a good tree, by their fruit you shall know them, and a good tree shall not produce bad tree. They cannot produce a bad fruit, and a bad tree cannot produce a good fruit. And I just knew that nah, all those songs are to go, and I deleted all those songs, both danceable ones, good ones, everything. I said that not because I'm a music person. Right from the start, I've been a music person. I said that not the message Chinwo song. I currently now I know a lot of danceable Christian music. Why? Because I listen to music a lot. So that's how I overcame the one of secular music, and I just had to let go. I just think that I just had to let go. So after that time, and fast forward to when I met a particular mentor of my Pastor Chuka in my fellowship. So let me continue. I became a worker in church, and that particular year, I think we used to write like the part of the workforce you want to join. I wrote choir, I wrote drama, because I like drama. I'm a very dramatic queen, and I also wrote publicity. And they put me in Bible study. And funny how that, because I got it in my story. When I saw the result, I was very happy. Why? Because I just think that God wanted me to be in Bible study. And he opened my eyes that my aim of joining, first of all, I don't know how to sing. I don't know now that I'm thinking about it, why did I go and pick choir? My voice is so bad. Like, it's like frog. For permit me to say like frog is my voice actually. I know I cannot sing. I'm not gifted in that area. So I don't know. I wonder why I picked choir. I just need that so I can show myself off. Don't judge me. I was just a baby Christian. I want to show myself off and say, okay, this is me. I can sing very well. I'm beautiful. You know, that kind of thing. And I used to dress. I can't remember I used to dress. Then drama, because I can act drama. People will still see you. You know you become very popular when you act in church. Then publicity, because I feel like they will still see you because you'll be walking around in the church. So the 3 aims of those videos, of joining that unit was forfeited, because I just knew that God was not going to be glorified. So when I said Bible study, I was so happy. I think out of 5 people that joined Bible study, I think it was just 2 people that were happy to be in the unit. The other people left. Some people left the church. Some people joined another unit. That's on the point of it. But I was so happy to, and at that time, that was when Pastor Chika was the unit head, and Pastor I said Dr. Enrona was the assistant. These people welcomed me. I met Melody, Patrick, a lot of people I met in the unit. I was so happy. Like the love was palpable. I was growing. I also saw one fine boy like that. His name is Yan IY. And then you see this video, forgive me. I was like, who is this fine boy in this unit? That's how I was like, I know this boy. So the particular day I came across, I think I saw him. I saw him in school with Pastor Chuka about unity. I was like, this is very good. I've been able to go and talk to this boy. And I was like, good afternoon, sir. How are you, sir? The man shall greeted me, Chuka. She greeted me. I was like, how are you? She greeted the fine boy that was beside me. That was Yan. And that's how I became friends with the 2 of them. And they made me more serious with God. I was accountable to them for a particular for a particular time. And they made me so spiritual, like so serious with God. Like my work with God, I was accountable to them. So whenever I'm not praying, like they always ginger me, they always motivated me, because I was in the same unit now. And I think at some point I moved in the same house with, like the same flat with Yan. So it was very good. And about that, like that was just from my infatuation, on the level infatuation. It was just a friend of mine, and they helped my work with God drastically. And my work with God skyrocketed. It increased. And I was talking about that. Your people will move it. If you have somebody accountable, it will help your growth with God. It helped my growth with God. My church helped my growth with God. I can boast it. I can say it vividly that UCCF, Human Christian Campus Fellowship, helped me grow. It gingered me to become more serious with God. So after all this, I was still fornicating. I don't think you get another level. I had this boyfriend, that my boyfriend from secondary school. we're still talking on that level until a particular day that I think I went to see him. This is very personal to me, but I can't believe I'm sharing this on camera. Yeah. Take a deep breath. Let's continue. So I went to see him, and that was like the game changer for everything for me. Apart from when I met all these people, that was like one of the highlights of my salvation story. And I went to meet this guy. Whatever place like that, I will not mention the place. And I just knew at that point. I think I left school earlier than usual, so I went to my branch. So I didn't tell my friend I was already in Ife that time. Hey, my friend, you see this video? I'm sorry. Oh. Nobody should show this video to my mom, but if you show it to my mom, well, I'm a changed person now. So there. So I went to see him, and normal girlfriend and boyfriend stuff. Now when we're just talking and we're going stuff sharp. That's how. Let me not. I'm not good. I say there's no good people in this here. So not this kissing, all this rubbish, small child play, romancing. That's how the consciousness of God just like I as if they open the scale in my eyes. I don't know how to explain it to you. And some people that believe is not. I'm talking to, and I'm sure that I'm talking to spiritual people here, right? And it's as if the scale of my eyes just fell off. I just knew. I just felt like I am the temple of God, and God is seeing what I'm doing. I felt so dirty. I was like, no, please. I was like, please, hold on. I just had to go. And when I go back to school, I texted this boy that I'm so sorry that our love, God of cannot continue. I was like, that I want to become more serious with God. I want to my spiritual work with God serious. I was like, that is not stopping me now. Like I've been doing my spiritual in school, and when I come back home now, I'll say no. I said no, that what God is telling me is that He's calling me on a journey of purity and everything. He was like, okay, well, that's fine. That's how I ended things with this boy. And I cried so much that night. I cried a lot too. I can't now that I even think about it. What was making me cry? But that's by the way, Sha. I cried a lot. Then Foyin was like, I was not listening to all this heartbreak song. Yes, I was not listening to all this lie to me, if you sad. I cry. I cry. Musuku go. Now I think I cried a lot too. Like a lot. Like I went to just like cry. Back of this like cry. I feel like don't cry again now. Don't worry. I'm gonna do it. She was the first person I did from that. Songs are spirit. I'll never eat anywhere else. And I can remember vividly at the back of the only level still. Block C. She told me that songs are spirit. And every spirit every song is inspired by a spirit. And she told me that those heartbreak songs that I'm listening to will make me cry more. I should change those songs with spiritual songs. Trust me, immediately I did that, I felt better. Even though it was not at first, though, I was still crying. I was not listening to this one. So, oh Lord, set me on fire for I listened to that song a lot. I was not crying. Oh Lord, I cried a lot. Set me on fire for Victoria Ramsey. Listen to that song. I want to burn. You know, when I want to burn for, I will not be crying. I want to burn for you. I cried. Not that music. It's even bringing tears, almost tears in my eyes. I want to burn for you. Oh Lord, set my heart on fire for you. And this is part that she mentioned that, and there was a part that she was mentioning words like, "You're my daughter of fornication, let me burn for you." All those words, when she was saying those words in those songs, it was just hitting me, like it was hitting me differently. I cried more, and I just, at that point, I just surrendered to God, and I just let God take over my life. And I don't know how to explain it to you guys, but I found grace in the sight of God. I found God, and ever since I became serious with God, I can never say that I've lost peace. Like I don't know how to explain it to you guys, but I felt peace that's imparted on understanding. There's this peace that comes with having believing God in your life. I found God, I found purpose. God made me see my identity, who I am in Christ. Because I battled with low self-esteem because of comparison with friends, comparison with cousins, with relatives. And I didn't know who I am. I didn't know who I was becoming until God saw me. He literally captured me and put me into himself. And he gave me a message. He gave me an identity. He told me I am a city set upon the hill. I cannot be hidden. It made me see that life is more spiritual than physical. It made me understand that he is my father and he sees me at every step of the way.
So when I didn't get admission at the first, God already planned it. When I wanted shoe, God already planned it. When I wanted to go to ESF, God already planned it. He was going to plant myself in UCCF. And I just wanted to say that God, I'm grateful to God. And I don't take it for granted. And along the line, God helped me. I became a leader in my fellowship 2 times. And I'm not grateful to God because if I had imagined like 5 years ago, I wouldn't have imagined I would ever become a school nurse. Ever, ever, ever. And I'm just grateful to God because God can see. It doesn't tell you that. See, God can use anybody. God can use anybody. God can use anybody. Just let go. Surrender to God. And always pray that you surround yourself. God should surround you with people that will help you become serious with God. Because if not the type of friends I had in 100 level, I'm sure that by now I've been doing stuff more than I've been doing stuff. I might not be a low show, but I've been going. Maybe I've been twerking on social media. I've been doing all this shaky bomb on social media. I'm not like to become that kind of person. Because I remember another thing I forgot to say was that I usually saw clothes that all this cleavage now. I usually saw this clothes that shows cleavage. I saw it as a normal thing. Because at home there's this particular person that tells me that is SU that used to cover their body, this that is cover their body. And a particular time I wore to school, and the lab was like, eh? The lab is a boy, by the way, in case you don't know. You're like, what kind of gown is this? I was like, please, pastor, please, spare me all this. That can't use my breast soap. Just said like I'm not sure I said like my breast soap, but he said that this thing is not fine. It doesn't make sense. What are you trying to seduce with? I felt so ashamed of myself that day. Like I just think that I cannot be trying to seduce boys. Even though that was not the aim, but honestly, I believe that if I show them the cleavage now, I'm a fine girl now. I was sexualizing my body at that time, and it just made me realize God used the laptop for me basically, and I cannot mention my salvation story without that boy. That's just it. But that's by the way. I just knew that I could not, and that was the last day I wore that dress. That was the last day I wore that dress. I just stopped wearing the dress, not because of the lack of it, but because I knew that I could not. God has is my privacy. It's called private part for a reason, and God has given it to me for a reason, not to then turn it to public commodity or to display to the whole world that okay, I have fine breast. I have fine. I hope that boys are not watching this video because it's for girls. I have fine breast and all those stuff like that, but I learned that by the way, and I just wanted to say that see, if God is telling you to talk to somebody, imagine if I didn't meet Funi, if I didn't meet Dolapo, imagine if I didn't meet Pastor Chuka, imagine if I didn't meet IY, my journey of becoming serious with God. I forgot to mention Toby too. Toby was my friend in 200 level 2, and she also helped me grow spiritually. But imagine those people played significant. Those 4 people played significant. Like for these 4 people I mentioned, Pastor Chuka, Funi, Dolapo, and IY, they played a major role in my spiritual growth with God, and I'm grateful. The major lesson I learned from my salvation story is that you should always be an agent of transformation to somebody's salvation story. Let it be that you are able to, someone can boldly say that. What do you mean, Davi? You guys, now so we see if you're looking at my life like this. I'm very now. Imagine seeing 3 different types of setup in the particular video. In the particular video, so you know that there's any problem. Well, such is life in Nigeria. My mic did not connect for the past something minutes I've been recording. Mic did not speak. Mic did not record. The lesson I learned in my salvation story is that when God is leading into somebody, plant the seed and always be the catalyst that God will use in somebody's life to spur up their salvation story. And I made it a duty that I will help somebody's salvation story. I want to be in somebody's salvation story. That means anybody I see that is not yet saved, I want it to be in that okay. Auntie Joy, and I say Joy helped me with my salvation story. So I need to encourage you that God can be trusted. God can help you. God can give you an identity. God can give you a purpose. God can make you understand life. God can give your life a new beginning, a new beginning, a new purpose, a new life, basically. So God gave me a new life, and somehow I can't seem to remember my old life again. Even though I can still remember some of the things I used to do, but most of the times I can't remember exactly how it felt like to be in the world, because the love of God has overshadowed me more than I cannot remember those things again. So I'm grateful to God for my life, and to everybody that God used in my story. God bless you. I pray that God will never leave you. I pray that God helps us to stay to the end. And I also pray, like, I think I feel like I did not say a lot of things in this video, but I think I said a lot too. God loves you, and God is ready to change your story. Imagine someone that was a fornicator, they used to do all this kissing, all this romancing. Now someone that is now preaching the gospel. Someone that used to mock the gospel, that say, yeah, pastor, I remember calling from my secondary school that, hey, give that boy pastor, give him pastor now. I want to be arrested as a pastor. If you see me, yes, I'm a pastor. I saw one bike man yesterday, I was saying that, I don't know what question led to me. But like, she beat me to Yahoo. I said, God forbid you. I said, you don't know me, I'm a Yahoo pastor. My mommy Gio. You say, mommy Gio. I said, yes, mommy Gio. So, if I someone that used to refer people as pastor, mommy Gio, I used to hate it to be referred to as Jesus girl. Now, I'm now a Jesus girl. If I tattoo on my phone and say makeup. If I can write on my phone and say I'm a Jesus girl, yes, I'm a Jesus girl, and I love God. So God changed my story. You can also write your own story. God changed my story. God can also change your story. God made me. He made me like, what's the word that the stone that the builders rejected. I made the cornerstone. Exactly, that's my life story. So you can also make it too. And I hope that you have been blessed with this video. Don't forget to share, like, and comment on this YouTube channel, and subscribe to this channel. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Please, I beg you, pardon my lightning. Hey, Joe. I'll do better next time. Bye.